So good morning, good afternoon to each and everyone. So for this day, I am going to present my business research proposal, which entitled The Relationship of Cash Management Practices and Sustainability of Microenterprises in the Bacolod City. So this is my first page, which is the title page with the heading, Republic of the Philippines, St. Vincent's College Incorporated Graduate School, the Bacolod City, Zamboanga del Norte, in partial fulfillment to the degree of Masters of Business Administration, MBA 101 Business Research, by yours truly, Reggie A. Bongcawel, December 2022. So for chapter 1, the problem and its scope, we have first the introduction. So I will read the first two paragraphs. Microenterprises plays an integral role in defining the overall economic status of a nation. From the recent list of establishments released by the Philippine Statistic Authority, or PSA, in 2021, it recorded a total of 1,080,810 business enterprises operating in the country. Of this, 978,612, or 90.54%, are micro enterprises. Thus, these enterprises are highly efficient in determining the economic standing of the Philippines as it provides job opportunities to low-income earner individuals. With this in mind, different programs from the government agencies were implemented to assist Filipinos to start up micro enterprises. The putting up of a micro enterprise can be a success. However, sustaining it for the next few years can be a challenge. It depends on different factors, and a sound cash management system is one of those. Majority of enterprises in the locality failed due to poor cash management. This problem arises when entrepreneurs are limited in their ability to manage their business from both in financial and non-financial aspect. So basically, this is the introduction, and from the preceding paragraph, I have discussed what is cash management and cited some related information with references. So the problem will cause the business to have insufficient money to cover their expenses. So there is an issue, for whether the micro enterprises can be sustainable. And this, my study or my proposal would focus on cash management, whether there is a relationship if they manage their cash efficiently and effectively, will it affect sustainability? So that is the whole point of this business proposal. Dipolog is an ever-growing capital city of Zamboanga del Norte. And for the past few years, and even amid the pandemic, micro enterprises continue to arise from time to time. However, a number of businesses also fail to sustain its existence. Because of the above-mentioned situation, the researcher developed interest to examine the cash management practices of micro enterprises in the Bacolod City and its sustainability. Next, we have theoretical framework. So this study will be based on economic order quantity, or EOQ, by William Baumol. So the EOQ model determines the cash conversion size leading cash management practices. Further, this will also use the concept of triple bottom line postulated by John L. King, 1994, explaining the idea of sustainability. So basically, we have two. We will use two from the two known, author or the who proposed model. So for EOQ will be used for the cash management. Then the triple bottom line will be used for the sustainability aspect. So EOQ, I have discussed the presentation of Baumol, the EOQ. So basically, EOQ is for the inventory, is originally an inventory model. However, EOQ could also be adapted for cash management. Then I also discussed the concept of cash budget is a company's estimation of cash inflows and outflows over a specific period of time. It can be weekly, monthly, quarterly, or annually. A company will use a cash budget to determine whether it has sufficient cash to continue operating over the given time period. So next, I also discuss the cash flow management by Manisha Kande of 2019. Cash flow management is a corporate process of collecting and managing cash, as well as using it for short-time investing. It is the key component of ensuring a company's financial stability and solvency. The key to achieving operational effectiveness and efficiency is the proper conservation and utilization of funds. So aside from cash budget and cash flow management, I also discussed here the effectiveness and efficiency of conservation and utilization of funds. It helps to increase the firm's value, reduce the cost of capital. The essential factors is to utilize fund in areas that could lead to more sustainability and profitability accordingly. So on the other hand, the understanding of sustainability, this study utilized the concept of, again, triple bottom line by John L. King, 1994, in which he explained the idea that for a company to be sustainable, it must ensure a triple objective: being economically viable, being socially beneficial, and being environmentally responsible. So with that all discussion, I have here a figure, a conceptual framework. So we have identified independent variables, as I have discussed earlier. We have 3 for the cash budget, cash budgeting and forecasting, managing the cash flow, conservation, and utilization of funds. This will be our independent variables. So basically, this is the existing cash management system that are being implemented by micro enterprises. So these are the independent variables. Now, this study would determine if such cash management practices would actually affect the dependent variables, which is the business sustainability. And again, as discussed by John L. King, the triple bottom line, so to measure the sustainability, it has a triple objective, and it involves the area of economic, social, and environment. Moving forward, we have here the statement of the problem. So the study aims to determine the cash management practices of microenterprises in the Palau City, Zamboanga del Norte in achieving business sustainability. Specifically, the study seeks to answer the following questions. We have number 1, what is the profile of the respondents in terms of number of years in operation, number of employees, and its capital? Next, what is the extent of cash management practices of microenterprises? So their existing practices. We have what cash budgeting and forecasting, managing cash flows, conservation, and utilization of funds. Next, we have what is the level of sustainability of microenterprises. We have economic, social, and environment. And lastly, is there a significant relationship on the cash management practices and sustainability of microenterprises of the city? Now, our null hypothesis statement is this: there is no significant relationship on the cash management practices and sustainability of microenterprises in the Bacolod City. Next significance, this study will benefit the following. First, we have the microenterprise owners. The findings of this study will inform the owner-entrepreneur the importance of cash management and recording of daily transactions to keep track the standing of business to ultimately make better business decisions. Next, we have community. Microenterprises provides job opportunities to many individuals, and its sustainability affects their livelihood. Next, future researchers. This will be a future guide for other researchers to make further study on the subject. Next part, for chapter 1, we have the scope and the limitation of the study. The study will utilize standardized questionnaires from different cash management and enterprise sustainability studies as a principal tool in gathering data. So, survey type will provided that this study will be put into action, questionnaires or survey type questionnaire will be distributed. The respondents of the study will be the 30 micro enterprises in different barangays of Dipolog City. The study will not cover all accounting and management factors and will only focus on budgeting, forecasting, managing cash flows, and conservation of funds. Last part of chapter 1, we have the definition of terms. So cash management is being defined as a corporate practice of handling cash for the purpose of maximizing liquidity. Next, we have forecasting, technique that uses historical data as inputs to make informed estimates that are predictive in determining the direction of future trends. Micro enterprise, this refers to any business activity or enterprise whose total asset will not exceed 3 million pesos and employs workers of 1 to 9 individuals. Sustainability refers to doing business without negatively impacting the environment, community, or society. So that's the end of chapter 1. We will now proceed to chapter 2, which is the review of related literature and studies. So I will read few paragraphs. The PSA classifies an enterprise as micro if it has less than 10 employees and started with a small amount of capital. The term micro enterprises refers to any business activity or enterprise engaged industry, agribusiness, and or services, whether single proprietorship, cooperative, partnership, or corporation, whose total asset must have value falling not more than 3 million. So the corporate practice for handling cash for the purpose of maximizing liquidity is known as cash management as defined by Liner 2009. Cash management is described as the management of cash flows into and out of the firm, cash flows within the firm, and cash balances kept by the firm at a particular point in time, which is the working capital. Each company must have proper cash management in order to achieve their desired goals and objectives by improving their cash allocations and planning. So on and so forth. So cash management refers to the process by which the corporate leaders receive, collect, and disperse cash, check, and credit card payments throughout the business cycle by Mungal and Barbaran 2014. So let's jump here. Small business leaders can use financial instruments like budgets to monitor financial performance, support decision-making, and plan to continue as going concern, as by Arnold and Gillinkirk 2015, Cook and Wolverton 2015, Shields and Shilleman 2016. A cash budget is a technique that small business owners can use to organize, manage, and control their cash sources and uses over a certain period of time. So small business owners need to budget their financial flow according to previous studies. Budgeting of cash flow was highlighted by Romanian SME owners and managers as the second most commonly utilized practice. After budgeting to control operating expense, highlighting the importance of cash flow monitoring. So that is the review of related literature. I will no longer read everything. So let's proceed with chapter 3, the research methodology. So research methods, the study will use the quantitative method, specifically the descriptive correlation design, since I will be determining the relationship of cash flow, a cash management system to sustainability, the relationship of independent to the dependent variables. Correlation research design will be used. This design determines the association of the variables used in the study. This type of research is seen to be suitable in the research that would answer the question of the study. Then we have the research environment. The research will be conducted to the micro enterprises located in the different 21 barangays in the city of Dipolog, Zamboanga del Norte. Figure 2 shows the location map of the city. So this is the map, figure 2, map of Dipolog city. Next, we have research respondents and sampling. The respondents of the study will be the 30 micro enterprise owners with 20 customers per enterprise who will assess its sustainability. The table below shows the respondents' distribution. So again, The respondent is a 30 micro enterprise owner, and with each micro enterprise, there will be 20 customers to ask or to be surveyed to assess the sustainability. So this is the distribution. This is the planned distribution of the respondents. So we have the 21 barangay of Dipolo City, and then the number of micro enterprise owners, a total of 30 multiplied by the 20 customers per enterprise. So 4 times 20 is 80, so on and so forth. So 600 customers will be asked to fill up the survey questionnaire. Next, we have research instrument and validity. This study will utilize two sets of questionnaires. The first set of questionnaires will be used for micro enterprise owner, while the second set of questionnaire will be used for micro enterprise customers. On the first set of questionnaire intended for the micro enterprise owners, the first part calls for the demographic profile of the respondents in terms of number of years of operation, number of employees, and capital. Then followed by cash management practices in terms of cash budgeting, forecasting, managing cash flow, and conservation and utilization of funds. The second set of questionnaire will be distributed to the customers. The first part calls for the assessment of the sustainability of the business in terms of economic, social, and environmental sustainability. All questionnaires will be borrowed from previous research, and consent of the use thereof will be communicated. So research procedure, gathering of data. The researcher will ask for the permission to conduct the study to all the respondents. A formal letter of consent will be distributed, and their participation is fully voluntary. The respondent's answer to the questionnaire will be done in confidential manner. In case there is difficulty in answering the questions, the researcher will be available to cater to its concerns. Once answered, the researcher will immediately collect the forms. Treatment of data. The following statistical tools will use to treat and interpret the data gathered. We have frequency count and percentage. This will be used to determine the demographic profile of the respondents. Then we have the weighted mean. This will be employed to find out the extent of cash management practices and the level of sustainability of micro enterprises. Then we have the Spearman rank order of correlation coefficient. This will use to test the significant relationship between the extent of cash management practices and level of sustainability of micro enterprises. So that's the end of chapter 3. The next part would be the references. So I have listed down the references, and the format is based on APA 7th edition. So we have Apanis, Ahmad, Alala, so on.